Alright, so pretty much almost 2 years after its initial release, I finally managed to get my hands on this. Now, is it worth buying this bad boy in 2022 still? Let's find out. This is how the box looks like. This is the 825 gig version. I do believe they have other versions as well, but this one seems to be the most common that's out there. So don't do what I just did. The first one comes out by itself. Remove that first. That contains the accessories. Remove it. Check the side. Then we get to the main part. Let's jump straight into the main one, shall we? You can already see the logo up here. Ooh, it's a beefy boy. So this is the back over here. Power cable and HDMI and a few other ports. It also has a lock, I think. It's a Kensington lock. Logo. Sony logo here as well. That's the front. Oh, there's a bottom as well. Looks like the bottom does have some vents over here. I think it looks really nice standing up. Oh yes, and forgot to mention, this is the disc version. And this is how it will look like horizontal. Yeah, definitely looks much better standing up. Now the question is, where exactly do I put it on my desk? As you can see, it's pretty large and takes up a lot of, it does take a lot of space. It is pretty much designed to stand out, so I can't just hide it away easily, and I don't think I'll be able to put anything on top of it as easily because it's not really flat, it's pretty contoured. Unlike the PS4. Accessory box. It's a quick start guide. Some other guides and some manuals. Oh, okay. So it does come with a base stand. go through this. So comes with an HDMI cable, comes with a power adapter depending on your country. Comes a USB-C cable. This is for the controller. I'm liking how everything's moving to USB-C. So I can use any of these interchangeably with any other devices as well. Alright, so let's try and figure out how we mount this. Is that how it goes? So this may be the horizontal stand, but how do you do it vertically? Yeah, I'm gonna have to read the manual for this. Okay, so the main question here is, should you be buying it in 2022? I think it's good value if you're a gamer, and especially if you are a fan of the PlayStation games and you already have previous PlayStation games. The PS5 backwards compatibility support is amazing for PS4 games. So I already had like a full box of PS4 games, which I just pulled out and inserted into the PS5 and it just ran. And you may need an update, but it just runs. And you may even notice some performance improvements as well. That is definitely a bonus. Price-wise, pretty good value, I would say again. The current scalper situation is making it a bit more expensive, but just keep an eye out if you can manage to get a cheaper one at retail prices. So pretty good value. If not, just ask yourself, are you willing to pay an extra 200 or maybe 100 bucks more just to receive it sooner? That's just a call that you'll have to make. But I definitely found it worthwhile. How much of an improvement is it over the PS4? It's a fair bit, especially if you haven't played on the PS5 before. You won't really notice much of a difference on what you're missing out. You know, you just don't know what you don't know. But if you do want to switch back and forth, you may notice the difference there. But again, it's nothing too drastic as such. You will definitely notice smoother gameplay, better quality graphics, faster loading times, and all of that. I really like the PS5 controller over the older one. It just feels good, and the shoulder buttons just give it that additional realistic feel to it. It does have this haptic kind of feedback sensor. So in games like Spider-Man or any pretty much any game, you can actually feel the tension of whatever you're interacting with. So whether it be web swinging like Spider-Man or a shooting game, you can actually feel the trigger and the pressure and the resistance. This was kind of evident when I was switching back and forth between the PS4 and PS5 versions of Spider-Man. One caveat which I have to note is I don't have a 4K monitor. I do have a 2K monitor. The problem with that is when I'm trying to play games on the PS5, it drops down to 1080p. It doesn't support 2K for whatever reason. This might have to do with the HDMI 2.1 port support, depending on if your monitor has it or not. It could be that, or it could just be that you have to have a 4K monitor. It just doesn't do anything in between. So I'm not really seeing the 4K graphics benefit as such. So in that regard, it's pretty much almost at the same point as a PS4. So just something to note, you may have to upgrade your monitor as well to take advantage of this. So just that additional expense, if that's something that's important to you. Overall, if you already have a PS4, you may want to strongly consider getting a PS5, especially if you can get it at a good price point, and especially if you can get hold of the disc edition. So that way, if you're someone with a huge disc library, you can easily use the same games on the PS5 as well and just save money there. You can have a look at some gameplay content which I've recorded. Bear in mind, again, because of that monitor limitation, it may not be in 4K or 4K 60 FPS, but go check them out.